So, which of those lessons that you've learned have you actually incorporated into opening and running your own fitness club to make it successful? So if you can think about the very specific lessons you learned in boxing and going through that training, which ones have you sort of incorporated into the decision of opening your business and making it successful?
Well, I think preparation is number one. I mean, you have to prepare for the good, and you have to prepare for the bad. There's days where you're going to feel, hey, like, this is awesome, things are going great.
Yeah.
And there's days you're going to walk in that training gym and walk in life, and guess what? It's not that rosy anymore. You know, you're getting beat up, you're getting put down, you're getting things, or your light bulbs in the gym is going. You know, different things happen, and you have to prepare for the good and the bad. I think so. Commitment to that and succeeding and moving towards it is major.
Excellent. So John, can you walk us through your decision to start John John's Knockout Fitness? Sort of how did that all come about?
Well, I thought about it quite a bit before I did start it. I was actually training at Ring 73, coaching there while this process was going. I was taking my kids up to the gym, and it was getting difficult on them. They were only young boys at the time, and of course they liked being around the gym, but they would be falling asleep at the gym. And it wasn't what they wanted to be. They wanted to be out there playing with their friends and otherwise. So I thought about it for a while, and again, I was just a break from boxing, coach, just to give my kids a break, when I bought this house in Dominion, where my wife's family's from. So when I bought this place, it had a place for me to work out within the remnants of my home. I could be staying there, my kids could be out playing in the neighborhood or on my grounds, and that gave me the opportunity. Again, I was a little bit skeptical, and I was actually on my way to San Francisco with a few buddies of mine, my buddy entrepreneurs, and we were going down to watch some football, and we talked about it, and they said, when we get back there, John, you should start. You should open up. You should get it going.
Yeah.
And one of my friends who designed my logo for John John's Knockout Fitness was on this trip. So Jeff Clemens, a big thank you to you for that. And again, a few other buddies like Jeff McClellan, who was famous around here in the neighborhood, our local MLA and Minister of Transportation for Nova Scotia, was on this trip. So that kind of really gave me the idea of, hey, let's get this done and give it a shot.
Excellent. So John, can you walk us through, can you tell us a little bit about your business? So how big is it? Do you have some staff, equipment? You know, was it a huge financial investment? Did you have to go borrow money, get a loan, or you just handled it yourself? Sort of tell us a little bit more about your business.
Well, my business started out and still is, you know, I call small. I have clients up to about 30 to 40, depending on the days, depending on the time of year, which is quite busy when things are up and running. It may drop down to as little as 15 at times. So again, with this business, I know it's part of the nature. To me, I would have this business with one person. It makes me smile every time I walk in it, and every time I come through the door, I'm ready to go. Not one day since I opened this business have I said, oh no, here I go again, I got to get up and do this.
Yeah.
I start at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I finish sometimes, 8, 9 o'clock at night, depending on the day, with my full-time job in the middle.
Right.
Financially, the wife and I took out a loan to buy the equipment and to set things up in my gym. It came together pretty fast. It took me about, I would say, 3 months to get up and running and feel like I was ready to open.
Okay.
Once I launched my my Facebook page that I was going to yeah, I'm having a business and I'm going to do some personal training. Things kind of, went off pretty fast from there. And I was surprised. I expected maybe, two, three, four, maybe even up to 10 maybe clients that I would, try to help out and better their life.
Yeah.
But again, it grew pretty fast.
So how's it been received in the community? Have you guys reached a profitable state? How long, and if you did, how long from the time you opened did it start to become profitable?
Well, I feel that, it's like anything. You continue to pay off your bills early on, and you always have some overhead, whether it's electricity and heat and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I found within the first 2 years, things have really become profitable in the fact that my expenses from the loans have been passed on, and now it's just continuing the day-to-day expenses with adding equipment for particular clients and particular people and things that I wanted to try out with different groups of people.
Are you the only trainer there, or is there anybody else that helps out?
No, I'm the only trainer. I figure if I'm going to fitness, people come for not only getting in shape, they come for, I feel my studio, I guess you could call it, has an atmosphere that makes them very welcoming.
Yeah.
They're at ease and very comfortable. And I think every client that ever walked in my door has probably left feeling that same way. At least I hope so. And I'm sure that a lot would, make some testimonials. At least I would hope.
Well, that could be key for future business, is getting people to talk about their story of transformation from what their life was like prior to coming and seeing you, and then sort of how it's changed during their time with you and what their life is like now. Those types of transformational, we'll call them testimonials for lack of a better word, but really it's about people telling their story, and then you're just one piece of the puzzle that sort of helped them along their journey. Those types of transformational testimonials will definitely go a long way in securing other clients for your business. So is it everything one-on-one, or do you do group stuff as well?
When I get a new client, I try my best to make sure that it's one-on-one. I do have as many as 4 clients. I like to keep the number very low. I'm what you call a very perfectionist. I like to keep things very strict. I like to keep things very controlled, and make sure that these clients and friends don't get hurt.
Yeah.
If a group mentality happens, then you're going to miss 1 or 2. I find that's really maybe not giving it their all, maybe not understanding what that exercise is. So I really focus on form, and I think that the clients appreciate and get to understand things a whole lot quicker.
So
I always tell them.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I always tell them that I'm not your life coach. I'm not your life trainer. When you go to those gyms at the hotels, when you go down to the local gym, I want you prepared. I want you ready, and I'm so happy to see someone walk out that door and say, "Hey, thank you. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to try things. I'm going to have my own little gym in my basement." That to me, and I've done my job.
Yeah.
I've set them up ready to go for life. And to me, that's what it's worth.
I find personally that it's really when people employ a personal trainer. Years ago, I was in that business part-time. I started an online training company and then ended up actually training people locally. But I've recently had trainers over the last couple of years, and what I find is it's less about knowing, for me, it's less about knowing what to do because I was a certified trainer, but it's really more about the accountability and just having somebody to go there to be accountable to when you actually have to show up, because there's no for me, there was no canceling the appointment. Versus if I'm just going to the gym, it's like I can cancel on myself anytime, right?
Very much so. And I think, that's why most come through the door
Yeah.
is for accountability. I have some athletes that need to get to the next level or want to get to the next level. And for those kids and those young men and women, then they come there with a different attitude and a different mindset.
Right.
And I'm aware of that. I think my biggest asset for these people is I'm always positive. And no matter if it's a bad day at the gym or a good day, you're at the gym and you're trying to do better. I continue to send texts. I can continue to, guide them in their eating habits and different things like that. And even when they're not with me, because I think it's a big important part, like you said, accountability and availability of your trainer. Sometimes it's not there. So having me, I would call them pester at times, pestering them, is something that they appreciate. Maybe you can tell me the odd word every once in a while to go, F myself, but that's okay too.
You're thick skinned, you can handle it.
Yeah, for sure.